Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture about people living near active volcanoes. First, you have some time to read through questions 18 to 21.
All right now, since we are talking this week about volcanoes, I thought it might be interesting to step away a bit from the geological analysis and look at what it would be like to live near an active volcano. It seems quite strange that someone would choose to live near something that could erupt at any time, right? Well, there are actually some advantages to building a home near a volcano, and these advantages reveal a lot about how volcanoes impact the local environment. One benefit of living near a volcano is that you have access to unlimited geothermal energy. Geothermal energy, as you may know, is energy that is generated and stored in the earth. Heat that naturally occurs in the Earth's crust can be converted into energy that can be used for electricity. This energy is harnessed by utilizing the underground steam that has been heated by the Earth's magma. This steam drives turbines in geothermal power stations to produce electricity. It's a clean and sustainable form of energy, so countries with a lot of volcanoes take advantage of this. Look at, for example, Iceland. About 66% of its energy comes from these steam-powered turbines. In fact, only 0.1% of all energy in the nation comes from fossil fuels. So not only can we harness energy from volcanoes, but there's also some of the most fertile soil in the world around volcanoes. You see, when a volcano erupts, it throws out ash. At first, that ash can do some damage to nearby flora, fauna, and humans as well. But in the long term, the ash layer that accumulates on the Earth's surface is converted into a very rich soil because the ash is loaded with minerals. So people who live off the land near volcanoes have abundant agricultural production, prompting them to return even after serious eruptions. And lastly, volcanoes help to create lots of tourism. Think about Hawaii. What is on the top of the list of attractions to do while on the islands? That's right, visiting a volcano. And there are often other natural wonders around that are created by volcanoes. Hot springs, geysers, and interesting rock formations, just to name a few. These tourists need places to stay and eat, and tour guides to show them around. And have I mentioned that tourists love to shop? So living near a volcano practically guarantees that you'll be able to find employment. That's why there are generally large populations living in close.
You now have 15 seconds to check your answers.
Section 4. You will hear a student giving a presentation on composting. First, you have some time to read through questions 22 to 25.
Hello everyone, the topic that I chose to present on today is the composting of organic trash materials. Now, many of us probably place our food waste in bins, so it can be picked up and brought to a waste management facility. In a survey that was conducted in my neighborhood, over 90% of residents do this, but only about 20% of them know what happens to their waste at the facility. So, what I'll show you all today is a prototype miniaturized version of the machines used to compost organic materials at waste management facilities. Now, here it is, and I can assure you that it's delightfully simple to use. The top of the device acts very similarly to a recycling bin. The food waste is placed in this bin before it is processed. Once this lever on the side is pulled, the materials being processed then proceed into another chamber shaped like a drum, which rotates for about 20 minutes for each cycle. This chamber churns the waste, breaking the organic materials down into a consistent size and shape. After that, the organic materials that have been broken up are kept in the drum for 6 weeks. During this time, the materials are exposed to oxygen, which reacts with organic components such as carbon, protein, nitrogen, and water molecules, as well as microorganisms. This is actually a chemical reaction taking place, which produces two byproducts, carbon dioxide and heat. When 6 weeks have passed, the finished compost is complete. By lifting this lid on the side here, biodegradable matter is expelled. This in turn can be safely added to the soil. This is convenient for home use, since the spillage can immediately be spread onto your lawn or garden or stored in a separate bin for later use. So as you can see, this composting machine is small and simple enough for everyday use. And I hope this is what it is used for in the near future. So now, I'll take any questions that you have for me.
You now have 15 seconds to check your answers.